have done several live streams on YouTube. A problem I've run into is that a lot of my permissions, they have poor cell reception. So the video ends up being choppy, or there's a lag between what you're seeing at home and what I'm seeing in the field. So I had this idea. What I've done here is I recorded one of my afternoon hunts, metal detecting, cool permission that I have, and I just did it as if I was doing a live stream. So I want it to have the feel like you're just coming along with me and we're gonna go metal detecting. I have set this video up as a premiere. So if you're watching this during its premiere showing, then we can live chat back and forth, and a little bit after the video is over, but we can just have fun with it. If you're watching this after its premiere showing, then just enjoy the video. I believe you can go back and view the chat that went on during its first showing. But either way, let's have fun. Let's go metal detect.
I was out here Christmas Eve. I just came out here for a quick hunt, and I found a lot of stuff. So it was a pretty cool hunt. I was doing a live stream on YouTube and found out when I got home that the reception was horrible and it just kept locking up. So it didn't really catch anything, which is a shame because I found some cool stuff. I found an 1899 Liberty V nickel, which is pretty cool. Found a 1700's dandy button, and found a couple different things. It was like every single hole was worth digging, like a relic. The only aluminum I dug that whole time was just to double check the Manticore. I knew it was going to be junk, but just to double check to make sure that what I was seeing on the 2D screen of the Manticore was actually what it was supposed to be, and sure enough, it was aluminum. So I'm also using today for the first time the Max lens. I got that for Christmas, so just kind of testing that out. I have the GoPro Hero 11 Black, and with that, it's got a lot of the features that the Max lens provides other users that have older GoPros. So I didn't think I needed it, but a buddy convinced me and pointed out that it would still be beneficial with the GoPro 11. So I'm using it, and just looking down at the screen, it looks pretty good. Looks like a wide screen, which is good. So we'll see. I'm trying to do, I want to do this hunt kind of like a live stream. Since the reception's been so bad and I can't do a good live stream where I'm at, then I'm just going to record it, and we will set this as a premiere. I've never done a premiere. I've been researching it on YouTube, but we'll do a premiere. That way I can post this. We can all watch it together, and we can still chat back and forth while we're watching it. So I think that's pretty good, because that way I can, it's almost like doing a YouTube live stream without the camera locking up constantly. So we'll see how that goes. In this, I'll show you right here, in this field, I found a bunch of arrowheads. And this piece right here, this is what you're looking for out here in North Carolina when you're looking for arrowheads. This is Relic. It's a different colored stone than everything else laying around. So when your eyes are scanning the ground, you're kind of looking for this color. Also quartz. So So I'm hitting an area right here that I found a bunch of the stuff. I've walked up and down this field, but it just seems like every time I get back to this certain spot in the field, I'm finding stuff. Something else I found the other day was an old lead bale seal. I took my sister out here. Oh my gosh, check this out. That's an arrowhead. Look at that, it's a quartz arrowhead. See how the notches are cut out at the bottom? The tip is broke off. I love quartz arrowheads. I like them. I just think they're cool looking. I'll have to look that up. I don't know off the top of my head what type this is, but that is really neat. So tuck that away. Yeah, I found a lot of arrowheads just on the surface, walking around this field. This is just a really cool permission because I've literally found a little of everything here, and it's just surprising. Oops. It's just weird, the type of stuff, from arrowheads to coins. I found an old musket ball here, like a really old musket ball. So I have a couple other videos from this permission. So I'll go ahead and tell you guys what I know. Which isn't, well, so here's what I know. What I was told by the owner is that this property goes back to the 1700s. I'm starting to sink into mud. Goes back to 1700s. There was a sawmill or a cotton mill that was operated, that stood on this property. There was an old home site, a house. There was at least one barn. And none of that is standing today. So coming out here, I've kind of wanted to, based on what relics I'm finding, try to figure out where these different structures stood. I think I narrowed down where the house stood. I found a lot of pottery, like china, old colonial china or porcelain. The old red bricks sticking out of the ground. So I think I know where the house stood. But the rest of it is a mystery. I'll tell you also, my headphones, my Manticore headphones, the ML 105s, just stopped working the other day. I was out in the field, they worked fine, turned them off, went home, plugged them in to charge them, and there was no light, and they wouldn't turn on. So I submitted a ticket to Minelab, and I suppose I'll be mailing those in. But what I'm using instead is kind of a neat thing. I'll show you here. Let's see, this box right here, it's got the wire coming out and sticking in the, plugged into the headphone jack in the back of the machine. And what this little thing is a Bluetooth transmitter. So I'm wearing my Beats right now, and they're synced up to this Bluetooth transmitter, so I'm hearing my detector in my Beats. It's nice, but I like my headphones. Whoop. Using the Phoenix shovel by Predator Tools. Cool little shovel. It rained probably, the rain started last night and kind of stopped mid-morning. So it's just mud out here. But I had the opportunity to come out and detect, so I jumped on it. I'm going to do a review video on it, but I'll just mention that in order to do these live streams using my GoPro, I've got to use the hotspot in my cell phone to make the connection and to broadcast it. I have AT&T, and the reception has been horrible. Well, I should say that reception is nowhere close to where it needs to be in order to actually pull off a live stream. So what I did is I went to Verizon and I got a little hotspot box. And I'm curious how that's going to work. I've got a ton of data that's coming with it, but I tried it here the other day and it didn't have reception. Got something here. It's deep. It's not like a super strong target, but it's deep, so what I'm going to do, it's right here. It's not a real strong target, so let's see if I get a better signal once I remove some dirt, which I do now. It is in the hole. Still in the hole. This hand shovel I'm using, I don't know how anyone can use anything else. This is also by Predator Tools. It's the Raptor. This thing is awesome. It's got a curved blade to it. It's sharp, but it being curved, you can actually get down in there and scoop a ton of dirt out. You can't do that with those straight shaft hand shovels that everyone used or uses, and I used before myself. There we go. Finally picking up on something. You see, also I can turn my shovel around. I can turn it around and I can take some off of the sidewall of my hole. Okay, come on. I have it out. Here we go. Now it's out. Is this it? Yeah. Oh, I think I know what this is. It's a shotgun head stamp. Yep. Man, that was deep. I usually find these maybe 4 inches down, but that was down there. So with this field being plowed, you know, each season when they come through here, harvest the crops, and then plow it, you really have a brand new field to detect because it's churning up everything. It's bringing things to the surface that you didn't have before. So as far as farm fields go, you're never really done detecting it. So that's when people, I've had property owners, when I'm trying to get a permission, that'll say, oh, it's already been detected. So I say, okay, let me waste my time. Here we go, it's a 20. I don't really like this. 20 is usually in this field. Well, there's a 25. I'm going to unplug. I'm just curious about something. I'm going to unscrew this headphone jack so I actually hear the audio. Because something that curious with this Bluetooth transmitter is if it almost seems sometimes like there's a delay. Yeah, it's showing it over here. If you got a delay in what you're hearing, you're going to be off on where you're digging your hole. Alright, so it looks like I got it out. Is this it? Yeah. What are you? Oh shoot, whatever it is, I just chipped a piece off. That looks like a, yeah. That's a shotgun head stamp that's kind of chewed up. Looks like it kind of got split in half and folded over. That's what that is. So the other day, when I was trying to do that live stream, I found 1700's big old dandy button. And those that don't know what a dandy button is, they're 1700's. They're just round, big round, flashy buttons. It kind of showed status. It was like a fashion statement back then, where the guys would have these big old flashy buttons. But so I dug that, and probably within 18 inches of the hole is where I dug that 1889 Liberty Head nickel. Alright, here we go. This is a 40. Looks like a good. Unsure of how deep this is. Doesn't show like all the way maxed out. Still in the hole, so let's get down in the mud. So as a premiere, as I explained before what it is, I think that's cool. That's why I like doing the live stream, is because you can kind of chat as you're going along. You feel like you're kind of just going along with your buddies on the live stream. So I'm hoping that this premiere can kind of be the same experience. You know, although you're not live right here with me, we're kind of watching it together and commenting as we go along. So this is a bullet. It's modern, I can tell. Yeah, it's a modern bullet. That's more than likely, it's a handgun round. Although, I don't know about that. I think this is an old bullet. I found one like this the other day, and the thing is yeah, it's got that brown crust on really old lead bullets, like Civil War bullets and stuff. Underneath that brown crust, you'll see white, the oxidation of the lead. It looks white. I can't see the base, but yeah, I don't know the caliber or anything, but that is old. That's not a modern bullet. I will research that and look that up. So I found another one the other day, which is right here. Same type of thing. This one you can really see the patina. Here's that dandy button I talked about that I found here. I still got to clean it up. There may be a design on the front. Oh, you know what? As a matter of fact, I can kind of see, looking at it right there. Wow. I can see a design that's kind of behind all the crud. So that's so cool. So I'm gonna clean that up with my Andres pencils at home and see what image it reveals, or what the button looks like. See if there's a mark, like a maker's mark on the back. So we'll see. We'll keep going. I dropped it out. There it is. Yeah, here it is. It looks like another one of those little bullets. Clean it up. Yeah, it is. That's what it is. See, you can see the white oxidation of the lead underneath that brown crust. So that means it's been in the ground for a long time. I gotta clean the base out. So I got a book where I can look this up, like Civil War bullets. It's McKee and Mason are the authors. But yeah, you can look up and identify any bullet that was used in the Civil War. So I'm going to look that up and we'll see. So now I've got 3 of the same things. So who knows on that, on those little things. So it rained all night, and it's muddy right now. But the way it is around here, it's kind of sandy soil. So I'd say in probably 2 days, this won't be all muddy. It'll be normal again, and you can walk around and not lose your boot. So again, as I said, I'm using the new max lens on my GoPro. So I'm curious to see how that turns out. You guys can put in the chats, put in the comments what you think. Hopefully you've seen my other videos. So you see the field of view that's in all of my videos. And that's with my GoPro. So what you're looking at now is with the max lens attached to it. So I'm curious what it's going to look like versus what I'm used to. So with that Verizon hotspot that I got, it's still up in the air if I'm going to even keep it. They told me at the Verizon store, the guy said, there's only one way I'm going to know if this works for my needs for doing the live stream outdoors. So he said I can just return it. I'm hoping that it works. I know it didn't work here, or at least in the part of the field that I'm at now. It didn't have good reception. But where I'm really hoping that it works is I have several properties that Civil War battles took place on, and I really want to do a live stream from there. That's a couple of the fields I've narrowed down, the little areas that a lot of relics are clustered in. So I want to keep hitting those areas before spring where they're going to plant crops, and then I can't touch it until fall. So I went on a couple of these. Well, let's just talk one in particular. It had wheat, and then they cut down the wheat, and within days they had turned around and planted soybeans. So I was just out of luck. But knowing what happened on that property, I wanted to detect it so bad, but I couldn't because of the crop. So what I did is there was a big, I don't know, like a 30-foot swath around the outside of this field that I could walk around and detect. And over the summer and doing that, forget the number, it's like, I don't know, it was like 27 bullets, Civil War bullets that I found right there, just around the outside edge. I need to get back to that. What are you? No, you're not an arrowhead. But that's a field I need to get back into now that it's empty. I've been back there twice. My dad, when he was visiting for Thanksgiving, he found his first Civil War bullet there. And we were not in that field for that long at all. And I found a Williams Cleaner Type 3 Civil War bullet. I found a few different buckles in that field. Alright, that's a good target. It's a nice high tone. 5960. A little deep. Again, I'm not really detected in this part of the field, so it's out of the hole. Please don't be aluminum. Oh man, that's going to be a... Holy crap. That is not a shotgun head stamp. That is a button. Are you a button? Oh my gosh. This is not a button, this is a coin. Oh my gosh. Be real careful with it. On the back I can see it says 1 cent. What's it say? 1 cent? Or 1 dime? 1 cent. Oh my gosh. If this is an Indian head penny, I'm gonna freak. Are you? Oh my gosh, I think it is. Oh my gosh. Here. Are you kidding me? A little spray bottle for coins. Shoot. Let's do this. Let's pour a little bit of water over it. Let's pour a little water over you. Oh my gosh, it's an Indian head penny, guys. Oh my gosh. This makes my day. Let's see what the date is. I remember this is a part of the field that I've not been in. I just have been focusing in on this other spot. Just because I've been finding stuff. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do. I got this. This is a cool little thing to put in your pouch. I got this on Amazon for like $5 or something. I have an Amazon page where you can, I put the equipment that I use. There's reference books. There's just all kinds of really good resources on it. But it's Amazon, I think it's amazon.com/NC Pig Hunter. NC Dirt Hunter /NC Dirt Hunter. But you can check that out. And this thing is cool. You can whip it out. So you pull it out, it's got a light on it, and it's a little magnifying glass. Yep. That's a 1905. 1905 Indian head penny. That is so cool. Let's take a picture of that. Let's get a picture. It's starting to rain. Yeah, it's just a mist, but man, it looks like fog that's pouring in here, but it's not fog, it's mist of rain. That was sweet. That was cool. That was a good signal too. It's like a 60. And I was turning. While I was walking, I was turning. So just think about when that penny was dropped. Whose pocket did it come out of? Was it a worker? So 1905, that penny was made. What I like is the fact that I found it in this other part of the field that I've not explored. That's good. That'll get me out of that. I mean, there's going to still be relics over there where I was finding all that stuff, the buttons and things. But like I said, this is a big field and there was a lot of activity here. All right, I'm going to walk back towards the truck. We're going to head in that direction. I don't know, that's at 25, 26, but that's getting pulled into the Ferris range. I'm not digging that. Ferris is iron. Hey, one thing with my videos, I was even thinking of putting it on my YouTube, the top of my YouTube channel, where you kind of give a brief description. But something that's important for me is I don't make videos for the quote-unquote experts. I don't. I enjoy making videos for my friends, just the average person watching, because there's a lot of quote-unquote experts out there who post nasty comments. They're quick to correct you and put you down if they think that you've said something incorrect or your technique was wrong on something. I don't know, that's not looking too good, but I'm going to dig it anyways for the heck of it. But you know what, at the end of the day, those experts, they're not the ones supporting my channel. You guys are. The everyday Joes, the people that are just kicking back watching YouTube, that's who I make my videos for. Because that's, when I'm out here, I like to detect by myself. But with these videos and me talking, I feel like I'm detecting with my friends. So that's who I like making videos for, and that's who I know is watching my videos. That's who's subscribing to my channel. So this is a bullet fragment, a very, very old bullet fragment. It's lead. If I was in Civil War territory, I would be telling you that this was a Civil War bullet. It's got that brown crust. It's got the white oxidation under it. It looks like this bullet was just like sheared in two. But I'm going to clean it up when I get home and look at it, because the same as that other bullet that I found, it looks like there's rings on it, at least one ring. So I'll look at it closer, but if this is an older bullet, then this would be like a pistol, an old, or really old pistol that fired this. And that's cool when you're digging. I was talking earlier about how neat it is to, when you got a handful of dirt and you're scraping layer by layer off with your pinpointer to reveal kind of where the target is. Coins are awesome when you get that reveal, but I love Civil War bullets because you dig them, you know, if you're on Civil War ground and you hit like the low 50s on the Manticore, I can pretty much, you kind of expect it's going to be a Civil War bullet. But when you grab that handful of dirt and you stick your pinpointer down to your hand and you're starting to scrape the dirt away, when you just squeeze your hand, squeeze that bit of dirt that you have in your hand, and you just feel that big clump of lead. That's fun. That's a cool feeling. Alright, 25. This looks somewhat deep. Alright. Reveal yourself. What are you? I can see it now. Oh. No, that was it. That's a piece of lead shot. It's a piece of lead shot. It's just so muddy. It's so hard to clean things when I pull it out. But that's a piece of... But that too, that's really old lead. It's oxidized. So, if I was on Civil War ground, that would be close to what a lead shot from a bucking ball. Kind of like a shotgun, almost a shotgun type round they used in the Civil War. But that's the size. I'll look into that because I don't know. I mean, that's super old. I don't know if... I just don't know if, like, old musket, like pistols, muskets were that small. Just not sure. I'll look into it. So yeah, with the Manticore, that range, just like the middle 20s, right around 25, 27. could just be anything, really. Well, it's not anything, but there's a lot of good stuff that's right in that range. That's a good target too. 32, and it looks, I was stepping on it earlier. Flung him. What are you? That's going to be another one of those round lead shots. See that? Yep, that's what it is. And see, that hole is just right here. Literally right here is where we found this one, and now we found the other one. My finds box has never been this full. That's cool. Civil War bullets. There's a Williams cleaner. Lots of buck and ball. Just lots of cool stuff. I gotta clean that out though, because I'm running out of room. I've heard people say that you find the best things on the way back to the truck at the end of the day. When I'm done and I'm heading back to the truck, usually I turn the detector off and just walk back to the truck. Because if I don't, I'll never make it back to the truck because I'm stopping digging targets. So when it's time to go, it's time to go. Alright, we're out of the hole, so let's see what is in this plug. Hold on, I'm gonna do something. I am just muddy. I'm gonna reach around and hit and make sure we're good to go on that GoPro. That the field of view is still good. Let's see what we got. I'm so happy I found that Indian head. That is awesome. Son of a gun. Actually, is that a lead? Is that a lead shot or is that something else? I think that's a piece of lead shot that actually hit something because it's distorted. Yep, oops. Yep, that's what that is. So in this field a while back, I didn't turn my detector off when I was heading back to the truck. I left it on and I kept swinging. And when I got to my truck, it was, man, it was like right next to the tailgate of my truck. I get a signal that was a 25. And it was a 1700s, like late 1600s, early 1700s flat button. Very cool. I had found stuff here in this field, here and there, buttons and stuff, but nothing that old. So when I found that, it just made me a lot more excited about this permission. Just knowing, you know the history of it, you know there's stuff, activity here way back then, but until you get on it and actually find it and kind of prove the story, that's awesome. So if you watch, not just my videos, but if you watch metal detecting videos and you don't metal detect, put something in the comments and say that. And like, why is it? I know people like treasure hunting, but yeah, put a comment on there like why you enjoy watching metal detecting videos. if you don't metal detect. And then the obvious question is, why don't you metal detect? I know I've talked to people that used to, but because of age and things that they just really can't anymore. I get that, but I've also talked to a lot of people that really wanted to and just never pulled the trigger, and you should. So I know there's a lot of people that watch YouTube that just kind of just let it play. Like, there's a word for it. I think it's hashtag FYP, for your pleasure. I think that could describe some of it, but what are you? That's an arrowhead. That is an arrowhead. Look at that. And it's not even broken. That's complete. Look at that. I believe this is a Guilford point. And they're called points, not arrowheads, because arrowheads go on arrows. And not all of the stuff, the Native American artifacts, were on arrows. So the Guilford point, from my understanding, was part of like a spear that could be flung, like a shorter spear that could be somehow flung. But that's what this is, and it's complete. That's awesome. And the Guilford points can range in size. It's pretty much the design of it. They seem to be a lot rougher, the way they're made. The final product is a lot rougher, but yeah, that's awesome. That's 2 arrowheads today, but points, whatever you want to call them. But that's 2 for today, but that one is pretty cool because it's complete. That was cool. But this is fun. I wish it could be on a live stream, but I think this may be better. I guess for this area, just because the reception's so horrible to do a live stream. But like I said, I'm going to do the premiere for this video, and everything that I've seen and read on doing premieres is that it's almost the same as a live stream, whereas people can chat before the live stream, or before the premiere, before the video even comes out. So I can schedule it. I don't know how far I can go back, but I can schedule it for like a week and say, hey, give people time, say, hey, I'm going to premiere a video on this date and time. And I guess you can go on and chat. Let's say I set it out for 5 days before it premieres. You can go on there and chat for that whole 5 days. You can obviously live chat during the video when we're watching this, just like a live stream. And then we can still chat after the video ends. I don't know how long after the video ends, but at least that was a word from YouTube. That sounds really good. And it looks good too. That sounds good. Yeah, it's in the plug. So the higher the numbers, that's the connectivity scale. So the higher numbers, or the high tones that you get, that people talk about with their detectors when they're out, the higher the numbers, the higher you go up on that list of connectivity. That's silver. So silver brass, copper, those are going to be at the very top because they're extremely good conductors. Whereas at the bottom of the scale where you have gold, gold is not a good conductor of electricity. So that's what that scale is. So you want the high, you know, a lot of times you want those high conductors because you could be digging a silver coin. That's what people are thinking about. So check this out. This is, I haven't really looked at it, but I can see green patina. And I'm holding the base of it. Green, green, green patina. I'm going to be real careful with this. So, I do not know, but off the top of my head, some of the contenders that this could be. First thing I thought of was a Williams cleaner Civil War bullet. It's got a plunger that is in the bottom of the bullet, that when it's fired, that plunger kind of pushes into the bullet, makes it expand when it goes down the barrel, but I don't think that's it. This isn't lead, and those are lead. This is... I'll look it up. I've recently seen something that looks like this, and I'm drawing a blank on what it is, but yeah, you could see the green patina. So with the green patina, this could be brass or bronze, but we'll clean that up because this is old, and I think I can look into it and identify it, hopefully, but it's old.
Hey, so I've not been able to identify this little brass stud, and that's what it is. It's brass. I found similar pieces before, and people have suggested that it's a stud for a handsaw. It's not. This has a solid stud on the end of it. The ones for the handsaw, you would have one on either side. They would screw into each other. That's not what this is. If you know what it is or have an idea, put it in the comments. Let's figure it out. But it is old. It's brass. It's got some cool green patina on it. Beyond that, I don't know.
If I hop across, you can't see it now. It's kind of looks grown over, but there's a road that's right here that cuts up. Well, actually, it's over there. That cuts up between these two fields. And if I were to go to the other side of this road that's just right here, I think that's where that old house was. There's tons of blue glass, the bricks. Just a lot of stuff right there. What are you? No, you're not an arrowhead. That's a piece of quartz. But it's just like totally... It's just noisy if I were to go over there. And I know there's probably targets in there, but just kind of not wanting to do that right now. You would have to take your time and just work your way through foot by foot. You're going to be getting... I've dug a lot of square nails over there, which I'd prefer not to dig. But you know, with that stuff is going to be other targets. I've got a permission that where an old house stood. Problem is that house was there 1700s. The problem is that house was taken down or whatever, burned down. And another more modern house, when I say modern, I would say early 1900s. They built another house there, and then that house was demolished. So in this grassy lot, it's just, you're digging a lot of garbage, like more modern stuff. Door hinges. No, that's ferrous. So with the Manticore, check this out. So they did an update several months back, like in the summertime, they did an update to the machine. So if I turn off my discrimination, iron or ferrous targets, iron targets, the numbers are red. See that? That is cool. So like good targets are black with your numbers, but everyone wants to avoid ferrous targets. Unless you're digging, you know, there are a lot of relics that are iron. Old tools, shell fragments from the Civil War. So yeah, there are a lot of things that are iron, but kind of given where I'm at, I'm not digging iron. I'm not on a Civil War battlefield or anything. But that is pretty cool. Other detectors do not have that. Along with that update that changed those numbers like that, it also came with a feature, I think it's called stabilizer. And what that is, with stabilizer turned on, if you're just hunting in just a really dirty area that's got tons and tons of iron in it, it will lower the sound of the iron targets. It doesn't mute them out. I think it tries to practically mute those sounds out. Let's see what this is sticking up out of the ground. I don't know. It could be a chip off of when they're making the arrowheads. It's kind of rounded on one side, but more than likely it's just a rock. This is a field I took my sister to around Thanksgiving. I posted a video. I'll put a link to it in the description here. But, or you can just go to my YouTube channel and under my videos, it's got green font on it, so it kind of stands out. It says, teaching my sister how to metal detect. Really good video for someone brand new to metal detecting, or to send to someone who's thinking about getting into it or is just starting. There's a lot of long drawn out videos for metal detecting, and I've heard from a lot of people that they end up tuning out. But in this video, it's like 20 minutes long, but I give her a crash course on how to get out there and start swinging. And she found like, I think it was a 1934 wheat penny. She found an old button from like 1915. And she found a really old bale seal, a lead bale seal. There we go. In case you don't know, a bale seal is just it's like about the size of a nickel almost. And they would seal the whatever they were sealing. It's almost like for tax purposes, or just once it was weighed, crops, it could really be anything, any kind of goods. The two pieces of wire would be twisted together or pulled together, and then this piece of lead was crimped onto it to hold it together. And a lot of times there would be a symbol of the company or something that was on the bale seal. I've found a couple. I've not found one where you could actually read anything off of it. I'm very familiar with the Manticore and what it's telling me, what the screen looks like. But every now and then I'll dig a target like that I wouldn't normally, just to kind of double check it. And it's almost always correct, but I just do it just to make sure I haven't been passing up good targets. But you got to know how to read the screen. I used a CTX 3030 before, the Manticore, and it was just one big screen. You had numbers pop up, but you kind of had to see what it was doing on the screen. What kind of, was it like a shooting star, or see that? Okay, you're in this clump of dirt. This is, let me check it, make sure that's, see if there's anything else here. Nope. So is this a bullet, or is this a screw? Not a bullet. It could be a button. I'm almost wanting to say that I'm seeing something on the top of it, like an image or writing. I'm trying to think, is this like the head of a spike? Like a rose head spike? I do not know. See, it's got the head on it. I'm gonna have to clean it up to see if I can. Oh, man, I could almost swear that I could see an image or something on there, some kind of design, but I could be wrong. And then that's the back. This really does look like a rivet, like to clothing. But I'll clean it up and see what's on the face of this. But that's what it's looking like.
So this is a neat little find. After doing some cleaning, I found that it says Blue Bell with a logo of a bell. Now this is a button off an old pair of overalls. Doing some research, here's what I found. A man named C.C. Hudson in 1910 started a company called Hudson Overalls. He primarily made overalls for railroad workers. The story goes is that a group of railroad workers liked his product so much, they got him and presented him a brass bell, which he put into his warehouse. Over a period of time, the bell was covered and dusted with a coating of blue denim dust from the factory. So that's where they came up with the name of Blue Bell Overalls. In 1919, they changed the name to Blue Bell Overalls, and there they went. Now, a twist, in 1943, Blue Bell Overalls became Wrangler jeans, the same Wrangler jeans that you get at the store that we all know about their brand. So now you know they got their start actually as a C.C. Hudson overall company, but for the longest time they were called Blue Bell Overalls.
And I'm just running out of places to put things. Can I fit you in there? That's a good problem to have. Your finds box overflowing. And that finds box, I am not associated with them, but I love their products. They're called, I found them on eBay, and I think they're on other social media platforms. But it's the ultimate finds box is how I found them on eBay. But yeah, those find boxes like that, you can get them in like 25 different colors. But they're real cool and handy, and they're like 18 bucks. They have a bunch of other stuff on there that I haven't got, but I think they've got like protectors for the display box of your machine and different things like that. But I definitely like their finds boxes. My dad got one when he came out to visit. He's got a detector at home. I hope he uses it when he gets home. He was out here for 6 weeks, and we detected a lot. You know, we found some stuff. Went to a seated hunt. I got a video on my page of that. That was a lot of fun. That was in South Carolina. I think it was fun for him too. So I hope when he gets home, I hope he metal detects. He's out west, so it's just a different type of detecting. Okay, I'm heading to the truck, really. See, this is why I turned my machine off. So we found some cool stuff today. A couple arrowheads, nice looking arrowheads. Indian head penny. Some really old bullets that we'll have to sort out and figure out. So we're coming up at the end of this video. Hopefully you all watched the whole thing. Had fun with me as we went on this hunt. Now I'm going to post this, and I am going to try not to do too much editing. You don't get to edit when you're doing a live stream, but you know, I may edit out a little bit just to make it go smooth. But my intention in doing this and letting my camera just run is to kind of just post it and be like a live stream. You guys come watch it. I think the premiere is going to be fun. We can chat. Now that the video is coming to an end, it's my understanding that we can keep chatting. So, don't know how much longer after this video ends, but we can keep chatting, talk about it. And I'll see you next time. Make sure you hit the like button on this video. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Hit that subscribe button, but definitely hit the like. And you can hit I think it's the bell symbol, I think, and that's the notify me button, I think. That way you get notified the next time I post a video or I do a live stream, which I am going to do live streams. But yeah, hit all the buttons. Just hit all the buttons. Subscribe, like, notify me, hit them all. And what the heck, hit the share button and send it to your buddy. But I will see you next time. Thanks for coming out and detecting with me. It's been fun. See you later.